Laura, tell us what happened here. This was kind of the Republicans were just making their victory lap, and then we sort of see this hurdle now that they have to go through.
Yeah, so what we have now is the tax bill formerly known as the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. This was the title of the bill. Democrats raised 3 objections with it, one being the title. So now it has this very long, technically sort of title, just about budget reconciliation. Second was a provision that would allow tax-favored educational savings accounts to be used for homeschooling expenses. That got cut, as well as a provision that would exempt colleges with fewer than 500 students from paying an excise tax on their endowments. The reason this all happened is because these provisions violated what's known as the Byrd Rule. Basically, these issues didn't relate directly enough to federal spending or revenue, and because they're moving this bill through budget reconciliation, everything has to fit very specific parameters. These didn't. Democrats raised objections. They're getting pulled out of the bill. Senate will still vote later tonight, and then the House has to vote on the same exact bill as the Senate, so they'll vote tomorrow morning early. They voted today. It passed by a wide margin, expected to pass tomorrow. So we're just seeing, about a 12-hour delay, essentially, from what we had expected at the start of the day.
So it's not really going to have a big disruption, I guess, when it comes to that tax reform bill leading up to President Trump's desk?
That's correct. Yes, Republicans were hoping that President Trump might sign the bill as soon as tomorrow. There's been no official announcement yet as to when he'll do that. The president has said over and over again he wants to do it before Christmas, so that would, theoretically be sometime before the end of the week. They're still on track to do that.
Okay, so how is this going to embolden not only President Trump's position going to 2018, but the Republicans as well? They've finally gotten this sought-after legislative victory. What can they do with this extra capital now?
Well, I think there's a big sigh of relief among all sorts of Republicans saying, look, phew, we got one thing done. We can go and campaign on that. And now they're really looking strongly as what can they do next year? Entitlement reform, figuring out what to do with Medicare and Medicaid and curb those costs is high on Speaker Ryan's agenda. They're also looking at doing some sort of infrastructure package. Especially on the infrastructure side, there might be some room to do something with Democrats, but Democrats are not pleased about how this tax process went down and are unlikely to really want to work with Republicans. They think that Republicans are doing enough to endanger their position going into the midterms, and they think they're better staking out their own separate space.